So today we are going to make a custom 404 page for our website. We will be using Elementor Pro in this one, but I will be making a separate video on how to achieve the same results using free plugins. There's no real rules of what you can put inside a 404 page. You have the options of just putting a button to go back to the home page, or you can put a contact form. It is your own custom page at the end of the day, so you can put whatever you like that you'd feel that would best represent your website on that page. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so in order to create our 404 page, we have to go into templates and we're going to go into the theme builder. Okay, so now that the theme builder has been loaded up, you can see on the left hand side menu that at the bottom there's that error 404 option that we can choose. Now you can click the plus sign immediately from there, or you can just click on it. So now that we're in the area of the area 404, we can click on the top right over here on add new, and that'll load up the Elementor builder. Okay, so the Elementor builder is loaded up, and you can see that the first thing that pops up is a library. And with Elementor Pro, you get to choose any one of these pre-built options. But like I had said, we are going to be making our own one. So I'm just going to close this and we're going to build ours from scratch. So here you can see on my screen, we have this bottom section here. So this is actually the footer to the website that this is being built on. So you don't have to worry that this doesn't look the same, that I have this pre-built thing. This is just the footer to the site. What we're going to be concentrating on is the actual page itself over here that we're going to build out. So the first thing we do need to start this whole process is we need our first containers. Okay, so we're going to click on this plus sign over here, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of different container options that we can choose from. Now what I want on my 404 page is going to be an image and some text with a button. So the best way to represent that would be a 2 container section. So I'm going to click on this third option over here for this design that I'm making here. Now that I've clicked on that, you can see that there's a whole bunch of different settings on the left hand side for this main container. So the first thing I'm going to change on this main container over here is I'm going to change content width to full width. I want everything aligned into the center here. I just like center aligned personally. Okay, so now we're going to add our first widget. So in order to do that, we're going to click on this 9 dot icon on the top over here. And now you can see a whole bunch of different widgets have popped up. What I'm looking for is the image. So I'm going to scroll down to the basic. Then you can see over here is the image widget. I'm going to click and drag that onto the left hand side. I'm going to let go. So now we can choose an image that we're going to put here on the left hand side. Now if you don't have an image and you're looking for a really good one, a great place to go is Unsplash. So now I'm not affiliated anyway with them. It's a great starting place to go look for free items that you don't have to worry about licenses and copyright use and that sort of thing. So here in Unsplash, let's go look for some images that will best represent the 404 page that we're trying to build. So here in the search thing, I'm just going to start off by saying 404. Now, if you have like a themed website, say like you're a bakery, maybe baking images would be better suited for you. But here for this example, I'm just going to see what I'm going to find on 404. So here in the search results, you can see there's some quite interesting options that you can choose. The image that I really want to use and really speaks to me is this one with this old tape that's over here. So I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to click download. Okay, once you've downloaded your image that you've chosen, do just look at the size of it and see if you want to scale it down to fit your website, because you don't really need the high resolution that this comes in. It is a bit overkill on a lot of websites. What I like to do is I just make mine like a full HD resolution. That's the 1980 pixel aspect ratio. Okay, so if you're interested in how to make it smaller quickly, I can just show you how quickly. So here's Photoshop. I'm going to take the image and I'm going to open it up here. And in order to make it smaller, all I have to do is go into images, image size. Then you can see that the width is like 4K resolution. Don't really need that for this use case. So I'm just going to say 1980, and then all I have to do is save. So now we've got our image. Now we can just go and load it up here quickly. So here under choose image on the left hand menu, I'm going to click on that. And now it opens up this insert media window. So then it's going to put my image into here. Once it's loaded up, then you just make sure that's selected, and I'm going to say select. And there's our image loaded up into our 404 page. So on the right hand side, I'm just going to add a heading and a button to go back to the home page. So what we're going to do now is going to actually load up those 2 widgets. So I'm going to go into the 9 dot icon. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go scroll down until I find a heading. I'm going to click on this widget, going to drag it to this container, and then I'm going to let go. The next widget I'm going to add is that button widget. So let's just go and fetch that now quickly. So now I'm going to click on this 9 dot icon again. I'm going to scroll down to find the button. I'm going to click and drag this widget, and I'm going to put it underneath the heading, and then I'm going to let go. Okay, so now we have the widgets in place that we're going to use. Let's actually customize these things and get it ready for our 404 page. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the heading widget to bring up all the settings on the left hand side, and now we can change the title for this page. Okay, so the title that I'm going with is Oh No. And I think for this design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a text widget in between, just explaining a little bit more. Then I'll carry on customizing the button as well. So I'm going to click on the 9 dot icon. I'm going to scroll down for text. I'm going to click on this text editor. I'm going to drag it across. I'm going to put it in the middle between the heading and the button. I'm going to let go. So here on this left hand side, let me just put a quick sentence in quickly. Okay, so with the sentence that I went with was, this is not the page you were looking for. Kind of like a Star Wars sort of thing, but I like it, so I'm just going to leave it in there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to customize the button. So let's just change that. I'm going to click on that and the settings appear on the left hand side. I'm going to change the text here to say go home. Another link you must just put in the URL of your website. If you want it to be dynamic, then all you have to do is click on this dynamic tags icon. We click that. This pop-up opens up. And you can scroll down to site URL and it'll always go to your main home page no matter what that page is. So if you change what that page is in the future, it doesn't matter because then the dynamic tag will just readjust automatically. So that's the great thing about using dynamic tags. Now that we have all the text and layout that we like, let's just start customizing the look of this. So the next thing I'm going to do while I'm here on the button is I'm going to go into style and I'm going to start customizing the style to represent how I want it to look. I'm going to go over to style and here under style I'm going to customize it to make it look like the other buttons on my website. So for me over here, I'm going to change the border. I'm going to make it a solid. I'm going to say it's 3 pixels. I'm going to make sure the border color is black and that the border radius is 10. The other buttons on my website don't actually have a background. It's just the color of the border that actually makes the button. So I'm going to go up here to color. I'm going to click on this black. I'm going to make it completely transparent. And then I'm going to change the text to black. So now you can see it's got that sort of look. But I also want a hover effect. And what I want on hover is I want to invert the text to white and the background to black. So to do that, I'm going to click on hover. Text over here, I'm going to say that that's white. And then the background color, I'm going to make it black. So now every time you hover, you can see that it does that whole effect like that. So you know it's a button. The other thing I want to do is I want to make the text a little bit bigger. So I'm going to click on typography. I'm going to say that I want the size to be an 18. I want the transformation to be all caps. And I think that look is great for this page. The text widget, I'm pretty okay with how it looks over there. So I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to go over to the title. I'm going to click on that. And then you can see all the settings on the left-hand side up here. I'm going to click on style. I'm going to make the text appear black. And I'm going to make the typography a lot bigger. So I'm going to click on typography. And I'm going to say that this is about a 50 pixel. I do want this uppercase. And I do want the weight just to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take it from 500 to about a 600. Okay, so now that I'm happy with everything and how it looks like on this page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as a full page. So I'm going to click on the 6-dot icon of the main section itself so that the settings on the left-hand side appear. And what I'm going to be looking for is the minimum height of this container. So here in the minimum height, I'm going to change this option over here of pixels. I'm going to look for the VH option. And over here, I'm going to make this 100. So it's going to be 100% of the screen height. Now you can see that everything is pretty much where I'd like it to be. And there we go. A very simple, but very good looking 404 page. Now we're happy with the layout of this. The final steps is just really to publish it. So now I'm going to click on publish. And now you can see the conditions menu popped up. Over here, we do just want it to include as the 404 page. There's no other conditions really that we need to add in because this is just the function of this page. And then we're going to click save and close. And there we go, our 404 page is now working on our website. So now if we go view the live site, we can go and test our 404 page. So here in the URL, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a random name over here just to make sure that the 404 page does kick in. So I'm just going to type random letters, I'm going to say enter, and there's our 404 page working just fine. Okay, so that's how to make a custom 404 page for your website. Very easy to do, very quick, but it's a nice thing just to add to make your website really unique. If you have any suggestions or anything, then just send a comment down below and let me see what I can do. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that stuff really does help my channel a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.